Puerto Rico is one of the most unique places on Earth. While technically it's a U.S. overseas territory, the culture is wildly different, and that's what I came here to discover. Who are the Puerto Ricans and how do they spend their time? Get ready as I take you on a journey across this beautiful island with only $10 in my pocket.
Bienvenido a Puerto Rico!
What's up everyone, my name is Drew Binsky and today I'm going to show you what $10 can get you in beautiful Puerto Rico. At the airport here, heading to Puerto Rico. I haven't left the continental USA in the last 4.5 months, which is probably the longest I've been stuck in any country since I started traveling in 2010. So really excited to get back out there and make some stories. It's gonna be an awesome trip. Last time I was in Puerto Rico, I was 12 on a cruise ship with my family. So it'd be cool to go back there and see it with like fresh eyes and new perspectives and be able to document what's going on. So we're meeting up with some local friends. We got Trev behind the gears here, and yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a trip. Welcome to Puerto Rico! I'm kind of fascinated by Puerto Rico. For such a tiny island, they get a lot of recognition. Ricky Martin, Roberto Clemente, Despacito, and the list goes on. Most Americans know that Puerto Rico is politically an overseas U.S. territory, but we hardly know what that means, nor know anything about what's happening because it's not that close to the mainland. The last time I came to Puerto Rico, I was 12 years old and oblivious to the world. I remembered it being humid and tropical, and that's about it, so I decided to come back to discover the identity of the Puerto Rican people. How do these Spanish-speaking U.S. citizens live differently than the rest of us? And why? Through social media and word of mouth, I was grateful to get in touch with many locals on the island, and one of them was Andrew. He's a super cool guy who knows everything about Puerto Rico and offered to drive me around the island for 3 days. My mission here is to see how many things I can get for $10 starting in the capital city of San Juan. I must admit that it's not going to be easy because Puerto Rico is almost as expensive as New York City. Challenge accepted. Good morning, Puerto Rico! All right, we're gonna have a day full of activities here. Andrew's picking us up right now. Can't wait to explore. In my experience, people get really weird with cameras, but not so much in Latin America.
Yeah, we're also what we call presentado, which means everybody likes to be the center of attention.
Right.
So, classic breakfast Puerto Rico, bakeries. It's old school Spanish bakeries. You just get this kind of not, let's say not very European bread. It's called pan de agua, pan sobao.
What the hell is water bread?
It's a good question. I guess I can't describe it except for just taking you guys there.
Pan de agua.
Yeah. $10 is gonna be tough.
All right, dude, let's get some bakery food. All right, Andrew, where's the first stop of the day?
We are at La Jerezana. So this is a classic Puerto Rican bakery in Santurce. So Santurce is a real nice area of San Juan. Let's say the Williamsburg of San Juan. Get a lot of bars, a lot of restaurants, up and coming spots. And this one is definitely not up and coming. But it's also been here for, at least over 50 years.
And is this like Spanish influence?
Yeah, at least the bakeries are definitely, you'll see that.
Cool, so what do you want to try?
So I'm going for actually a Cuban sandwich.
Nice.
That's my go-to here, and then probably with a quesito. So nice cheese-filled pastry, classic Puerto Rican, and definitely under $2.
Definitely under $2. That's what we're looking for. This is what you would call a hole in the wall. I'm digging it. First vibes of Puerto Rico. Awesome.
Quesito just means little cheese. And
it's sugary though.
Yeah, it's a pastry. This is definitely going to be a little bit for the after, the sandwich, or you can just eat it kind of like you would eat a Danish or something in the morning. A little bit harder on the crust side.
You want some?
Cheers.
All right, cheers, bro. Man. It's sweet and savory. They're like sugar on the outside, pastry, flaky, and then cheese in the middle.
And then they get this like weird, I don't know how they get this glaze up going with all the sugar on it. They never go bad.
Holy crap. All right, that was a delicious first stop. Sun is shining. Let's hit the road. I don't even know where we're going, but I know it's gonna be cool. Every $10 video, I have to find a local market, and unfortunately, Andrew told me that markets aren't such a big culture here, like street markets, but we did manage to find one here in San Juan. It's a little bit outdoor, but inside this building is called the Plaza. We're gonna head in there right now.
This is the Azul Celeste. azul marino. And I've been in family parties where I had uncles going after each other's throats.
Really? To somebody who has no idea what you're talking about, how would you quickly explain it?
We have what we call the Associated Free State. It's a little bit of an oxymoron, but really we're still a colony. Essentially, Puerto Ricans found out in a very unceremonious fashion that they were kind of sold a lie for 70 years. And I think that there will be some change, whether it's going to be to statehood, to independence. I think that's what people are realizing, that it's just an untenable thing.
Definitely has a Latin American market vibe in here. So I noticed coconuts here, and it's something that I kind of default to all around the world in tropical countries, but it's because it's so good.
Cold coconut, coco frio.
Coco frio.
Coco frio.
And every country has their own different kind of coconut taste. So here in this market, we're getting some coconut water.
As fresh as they come.
Go for it. Nice and cold.
It's actually fantastic.
Fresh coconut water.
Get those electrolytes.
That's delicious, man. So good when it's cold, you know? How much for one?
$2.
Gracias, amigo.
So this is the traditional lottery. We also have more of, like, let's say a traditional Mega Millions type or Powerball type of lottery, but this is still a really, really popular one. It's been around since the Spanish era, and I'd say that overall Puerto Ricans play a lot of lottery. There was a colonial policy for a long time called baile, botella y baraja, which means dance, bottle, and cards. So that was kind of the way that you kept everybody nice and peaceful.
All right, let's get a lottery ticket. Quiero comprar uno. ¿Por $1? ¿Está bien?
Sí, big one.
Gracias. What do you love about your country?
Todo, aquí somos buenos, la gente.
Yeah, he says everything. Over here, we're good people.
You can win $250,000.
And it gets drawn tomorrow.
Time.
Drew's next 3 countries that he has to visit will be funded by the traditional lottery of Puerto Rico.
Hopefully we can win some money. Andrew had to leave for a bit, so I wandered around San Juan alone, trying to make sense of this city. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory and abides by U.S. law. There's no need to show a passport when traveling here or change your phone plan. They have U.S. healthcare, U.S. postal service, and they use Fahrenheit and miles per hour. But culturally speaking, it is wildly different, highlighted by its Caribbean flair. Did you know that Puerto Rico is the only Spanish-speaking U.S. territory? Just entered Viejo San Juan, the old city here, and you can immediately see the colorful buildings. We got yellow, green, blue, pink, white, and it goes on. Behind me you can see the lovely Wendy's logo, and it's really interesting. Growing up in the US and walking around Puerto Rico, you have a 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know, you have all these amazing colonial buildings and it just feels so Latino and it feels so different. But then again, you have like Walgreens and CVS and Walmart and Ashley Furniture and Home Depot and Wendy's and Burger King, and it's just like this crazy cross between cultures, and that's really what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is the identity of Puerto Rico? Throughout this video, I'm going to be interviewing people and getting their thoughts about it because personally, I'm fascinated by it. The last time I came here when I was 12, I went to that Senor Frog with my family, which is like the most touristy thing that you could possibly do. Also, through social media, I got in touch with Luis, who was kind enough to answer some of my burning questions about Puerto Rico.
Bienvenido a Puerto Rico.
How would you explain San Juan to someone who has no idea what it is?
Okay, so San Juan is basically, it's a colonial city. It was a rich port. So everybody wanted to be in Old San Juan because everybody is the key of the Caribbean. So basically, it's a really conserved Spanish city. And then you have everything. You got good nightlife, you got good food, you got good views. And also we're surrounded by oceans. So we're gonna see a lot of oceans around. So it's really, really spectacular.
There's a flag of the US and a flag of Puerto Rico.
Yeah. So we're actually like a Estado Libre Asociado, which means we're not a state, but we're part of the United States. So you will see like everything here, all the Walgreens, all the United States stores, and also you will see the flag everywhere. I respect American culture, but like we are really different, man. You know, we hablamos español, we have a different music, you know, we like reggaeton and everything. It's a really tough subject to talk, but I mean, you might interview some locals, you're gonna get all the perspective. Some wanna become a state, some just wanna be independent.
No, I saw you, I was like,
But you know this guy, you know that, right?
Yeah, I've seen all your
How are
videos,
you?
man. I'm a big fan.
Is there anything you want to say about Puerto Rico to the world?
Puerto Rico is a beautiful island with great people. We have a lot to see, not just beaches. We have beautiful mountains, great restaurants to see too. So I would say everybody's welcome here, and we love you guys.
That was amazing. I love that interaction. Amigo, papi.
Papi.
What does this mean?
Okay, la Pina Colada. La Pina Colada, it was invented in Puerto Rico.
They claim.
In La Barrachina in 1963. They have a bar with Caribe Hilton, which is another hotel they say they invented. It's a bar. We're gonna try it. You'll see it to believe it.
Is it free? Can I get a sample?
You get free samples.
Free sample. That counts in the video.
Yeah, that's good.
The original Pina Colada, the world famous Pina Colada, right here in Puerto Rico. Salud, bro.
Salud. It's good. Tasty.
Pretty freaking good.
Refreshing for like a 90-degree, 100-degree weather.
Man, it's so hot out here just to get like a nice, refreshing Pina Colada. Oh, the worst thing about the Pina Colada is the brain freeze.
It's free, man. It's literally free stuff.
It's free. It's just a bonus. Added bonus, bro. Luis took me on a quick tour of beautiful San Juan to meet some locals, and all I can say is that everyone here is super chill and friendly. That being said, I was surprised to hear that they have conflicting opinions on the political state of Puerto Rico.
Estados Unidos nos invadió a nosotros.
United States invaded us, okay?
Y de ahí para abajo, pues ha seguido.
We are a colony. We're actually one of the last colonies of the world. So he's got a good point.
How does that make you feel as a Puerto Rican?
La aceptamos, pero no es que me sienta bien. No.
We accept it, but he doesn't feel that comfortable with this relationship with the United States.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Bueno, que vengan a visitarnos. El viejo San Juan es muy bueno.
Puerto Rico is amazing. You know, come visit us. Old San Juan is super pretty. You will love it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts on the ties between Puerto Rico and the U.S.?
De alguna manera u otra, nosotros.
She said at the end of the day she's very grateful and very respectful for what we have, and that above anything that we have from a political or a cultural standpoint, that there's a sense of togetherness and that we are one.
He vivido allá y la calidad de vida.
I think, yes, I like it. I've actually been able to live there, and the first thing I can say is that the quality of life is very good. And I've considered moving there.
Aquí nosotros pues necesitamos por lo menos.
So he says, look, the first thing is there needs to be equality. And specifically, a lot of people here have left, not just for lack of opportunity, but for equality of benefits. So it's being treated as a citizen.
I think independence is an opportunity to start all over again. We are having all these problems because of being part of the United States. It's never felt like there has been equity or equality in Puerto Rico. We have to trade with the US before we trade with other nations. We're tired of this and we want a fresh start. I see independence not as a method of just removing from the US, but opening ourselves to the world.
Dude, I like how you were just straight to the point, no bullshit. I met back up with Andrew, and he invited me to head into the mountains to stay at his family's ancestral house. Off we went to explore the beautiful island. We've now officially entered the mountains.
We are here in Morobis, about to get to Orocovis, which is the geographical center of Puerto Rico, and they are very proud about it, and will tell you often.
Have you ever hiked this mountain right here?
I'm born here.
Yeah, so it's a good.
I know all these mountains.
It's a good hike.
You're gonna love it.
Why am I gonna love it?
Because I know you like that.
All right, we just met this like old dude. We're driving on the side of the road, and he invited us in his house. So we're definitely gonna accept the invitation.
Everybody knows me here.
Really? Everybody?
Everybody.
People in the U.S. they don't really know what to think about Puerto Rico because it's so far away, but technically it's America.
Puerto Rico is part of the United States. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that. Are you happy about it?
Hell yeah.
When you go to the United States, do you feel different or do you feel... Yeah.
A lot of things different. It's money up there, but as much money you make, more money you spend.
I've been here for 16 years. It's pretty good.
Do you like the tranquility, the peacefulness here?
Oh, yes, yes.
Do people here look out for you?
Yes.
For example?
The neighbors, if you don't have nothing, you could always go to the neighbors. It's not like in New York.
Jackie, thank you for your time.
Okay, fine.
Very nice of you.
Come back whenever you want.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Gracias. All right, we got advice from the local for the hike. One thing Puerto Rico is famous for are these water holes, and they're found all over the country, like right here.
The water is sparkling fine.
Just pull on the side of the road and boom. It's like a cool breeze. Little barbed wire fence ahead of us. Almost at the top. Boom. Top of the mountain. Top of the world! Oh man. Anytime you can hike, you should hike. That's a good rule of thumb, right? Didn't even take us that long to get up here, and it's a whole different world. We have
feel like you earned it.
Yeah, you feel proud of yourself.
Hiker's high.
Yeah, hiker's high. Here you go.
Yeah, this has been a really fun trip.
Salud.
Enjoyed?
I did. It's been an awesome trip.
One number 194 and a half.
194 and a half. That's a good estimate.
Nationhood, here we come.
Up in the hills of Puerto Rico, we have managed to find a coffee plantation because coffee is so popular up here in this part of the country, in this part of the world, really, in all the Caribbean and Latin America. And I'm a little sleepy. Been driving around these windy roads. It's been raining, so I need a cup of coffee. Let's see what we can find. It says 24 hours, but not today, maybe tomorrow. Coffee shops are lifesavers in the Caribbean and in all tropical countries for that matter. Wow, man, this is cool. Locally grown beans, locally produced with love, and it always hits the spot. Wow, this is really tasty. It has like a totally different flavor than most coffees, but
I'm telling you, this guy really does a good job.
Wow.
This is Hajuja, founded in 1920 something. My family has had a farm here since the 1940s, and I've been coming here since I was born. It's probably my favorite town, and known especially for its tomatoes and its coffee and its mountainous terrain, most notably Los Tres Picachos, which is a really iconic kind of three-peak set with one of the hardest trails I've ever done.
This place is about as local as you can get in Puerto Rico. It doesn't seem very touristy out here.
No, that's right. I'd say most Puerto Ricans wouldn't necessarily even come out here, but I think it's a great kind of peek into both what is Puerto Rico and what was Puerto Rico.
Andrew kindly offered us to stay at his grandparents' house up in Jayuya, which is this mountainous village in the middle of the country. And he's opening up the gate for us right now. Sick, man. What are your thoughts about this place?
Look over there. I think that's enough said.
This is Trevor's first time in
Puerto
Rico, and
say cheers. Salud.
Salud. This is why you make local friends when you travel, because they're happy to show you their culture, and they hang out with you and they show you the good spots, and that's what it's all about. Tell me about this place.
Hacienda Junior, named after my grandfather by his father, and this was built in 1942.
Dude, you weren't kidding, man.
I don't sell dreams.
Holy crap, dude. This is awesome. This American flag, it's so old that it only has 48 stars. Damn, dude.
For 4 generations now, the Colon family has always had as the #1 rule upon arriving at this house to raise the Puerto Rican flag and allow all of the neighbors to know that we are home, that they can come by, that they can have a drink, that they can come and share some laughs. But ultimately, it's just a signal of pride in who we are, in our land, and in our country. And now, I'm gonna serenade you with my horrible rendition of the anthem. Las olas a sus pies cuando a sus playas llegó Colón, exclamó lleno de admiración.
It's really special to be up here. It's been a while since I've done like really cool nature stuff, staying overnight in a jungle, in a peaceful village, and this is just making me really happy right now. Total surprise. I was not expecting to come up here. I was not expecting to stay overnight in this incredible paradise land. Puerto Rico is so beautiful. You know, as an American, we don't really know what's happening here. We don't think about Puerto Rico. We just know that it's a U.S. territory, and we know that they have a lot of good baseball players. But man, Puerto Rico is awesome, and you should definitely give it a try. You should definitely come here and check it out, and go around and experience it, and meet with locals and speak with them and try the food. It's really a special treat. I think now is about the time to turn off the cameras, get some rest in this beautiful house, and get ready for another huge day of exploration tomorrow. Holy shit, man. This view is insane. I feel charged up. Took a cold shower this morning, and nothing better than waking up to this view. This is like magical. We are now road tripping to the northwest of the island.
A lot of beaches, beautiful surfing. It's probably the biggest surf capital of Puerto Rico. That's where all the contests are going to be. It's also where the culture, you're going to notice that people are going to be much more California style.
So I'm excited to see more of the island. I'm going to continue on this journey. We have a couple more things to buy in this $10 video, and I don't want them to be food. That's my only requirement. So we're going to see what we can find. We've just arrived here in Rincon in the western part of Puerto Rico, and it's pouring rain outside. We're going to meet Matt from Yes Theory. He's here. He's half Puerto Rican, so he knows what's going on. He's living here at the moment. How are you, man? Good to see you, man. How's everything?
You are the first person that I've like interacted with. Yeah.
I know.
What days is it? 22nd?
Yeah.
22 days.
Matt is a great friend and founding member of Yes Theory. He's been on a 3-week detox in Puerto Rico, away from social media and away from physical conversation. So I'm glad that he agreed to meet up.
Puerto Rico is my favorite place in the whole world. I'm half Puerto Rican, my dad's from here. One thing about Puerto Rico that I think I love the most is people have complete balance. On Sundays, nobody's working. Like, nothing is open. Like, I love the fact that people take their time off and their balance very, very seriously. And it's very unlike the U.S.
Totally opposite. Culturally opposite.
Culturally
but
opposite.
It's kind of the U.S., which is really interesting.
It's kind of the U.S., which you're covering.
Trying to find balance off cameras, but here I come intruding him and be like, yo!
I haven't talked to humans in 3 weeks.
It's okay, no, Matt's a great guy, and I'm really glad you made a cameo, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
man.
you're such an inspiration. You're creating an awesome community. And
appreciate it, man.
Proud of you.
Love
very
you,
proud
bro.
of you.
We finally made it to the beautiful beach in Puerto Rico. We've been fighting the rain all day, but it doesn't matter. It's just so beautiful here, and you keep forgetting that Puerto Rico is really like in the most beautiful spot of the Caribbean with unbelievable beaches, and it's just such an amazing vibe out here. And I'm super excited to be in Puerto Rico right now. It's a wonderful place. I have $3.50 left. We found a little local market here, and I'm gonna try to find something to finish off the video before it rains. Buenas tardes. Wonder what I can get. It's kind of cool. It's like a Puerto Rico bottle opener. I only have $3.50 left to spend.
Take it for $3.50.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
$3.50 for this one. Gracias. In total, I got a quesito, a coconut water, a lottery ticket, a pina colada, a cup of coffee, and a Puerto Rico keychain for exactly $10. And that's what $10 can get you in beautiful Puerto Rico. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It's been a pleasure going all around the island, showing you the best parts, interviewing the locals, trying the food, and all I can say is that this place is paradise. Thanks to this guy, Andrew, who took me around.
My pleasure.
He knows everything about his country, and I don't know, man.
Hope to see you guys soon.
It's been awesome. Thank you guys for watching. Peace. I'm Drew Binsky, and if you like my travel videos, please click subscribe and ring that little bell so you can get notified on all my upcoming videos as I take you to every single country in the world.